So timestamps exist in case you just want to skip forward, because I might as well do what I normally do right before Champions meeting opens, and yeah, not really much else to say there. So I can show you the Musume I will be using. I can't guarantee it's what you should or should not be doing. So as we move on here, so we're gonna start at Biwa Hayahide and move to Gold Chip and then move to Xmas Oguri, because Xmas Oguri was the one I had the most problems with, pretty much. Not really much else to see. I'll show you the kind of the inspirations or the legacy Uma Musume, but really it's not anything too special, aside from the fact that yes, for Gold Chip and Biwa Hayahide, I have to use more. I had to use more stamina sparks, but otherwise the skills on the other hand are it's much to be desired. So aside from that, just making sure that it's not this Gold Chip, which it's not, because from now, I mean, again, I do believe that S aptitude is not everything, but it's pretty important to me. So without further ado, yeah, I did my best with my Oguri, and that'll have to be what we deal with. So as we go into CM here, CM8 Sagittarius Cup. Sagittarius, am I pronouncing that right? We'll just deal with what we have here, and I will be happy with it. So without further ado, as always, we put Gold Chip right up at front if I can find the right one, because that's medium Gold Chip and not long Gold Chip, because the filters are not saved between CMs. So yeah. But otherwise, yeah, 1196 speed, doesn't make a difference. Keep in mind, if I didn't show you the speed supports, I used 4 speed supports, and then Rico, I think I even used Super Creek because I was having issues with using Rice Shower, which sounds odd, and if not, well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, we'll have to be end, by the way. So, without further ado, this is our lineup, and in we go. So, I will explain part of my training if there's nothing else to really mention during the race, aside from the fact that, yes, I'm flipping coins because my, if you didn't notice, my Oguri Cap, Xmas Oguri Cap has, doesn't have a lot of wit. Again, same problem with Gold Chip. If I try to run, I think, more than one wit card, the chance of me maxing out my speed was not very high. I think part of it is the inspirations I took. I was trying to do I am doing End Closer Oguri. If I were doing Pace Chaser Oguri, it would be a lot better. If I wanted to do more stuff, I would probably not have used Xmas Biwa here. I'm just using Xmas Biwa because if you didn't already see the video, or if I didn't make a video, all you need to know is that I was having some odd scouts during the Xmas banner. So without further ado, we'll take a quick look at any Oguri caps we see, because boy oh boy, as you can see, so this is more what you should be seeing on your own Oguri cap or other Xmas Oguris, but boy oh boy, I think I'm even missing one of the speed greens, but I mean, I did the best of what I got and I didn't want to do any more because the next CM is a sprint and I need to concentrate for that. So without further ado, I think I didn't take moving past on beyond with my own Gold Chip. That was a tactical mistake, but I already had it, and I knew I was already going to do more training anyway, so I didn't want to extend the length of my own training. So off we go. We'll switch to portrait mode as always. Portrait mode gives me the best thumbnail images to work with, but if we are doing the few landscape ones, we'll do a few landscape ones, probably 2 or 3 landscape races usually. I kind of fluctuate in between, but it's perfectly fine. But otherwise, as the game loads, not really much else to mention right before the timestamp here. I'll mention other things happening during the race, but my training was, I think Gold Chip only took like a few. Oguri Cap had to use every single day. I was using the guest borrows on Oguri Cap, and then Biwa was pretty much just like 1, 2, 3 done. So, shrug. But as we get started here and we get 2 late starts immediately, I wasn't actually watching where there were any pace chasers, but if I didn't already say it before, I'll say it now. Yeah, we're doing some coin flips with Oguri Cap because my Xmas Oguri around 500 wit. You're around that coin flip range. For me, it's less. It's like 46 point something % chance that she uses all 3 stamina skills, but shrug. And then I load the day that I will run into 3 front runners. That's why Xmas Biwa exists. Although I could replace Xmas Biwa with even my past long CM. I think McQueen works out the best. The Mayano I made was not great. McQueen actually wins more, and I don't know why, because she doesn't even have head-on or anything. Get rushed here, that's not great, but My Xmas Oguri is just there to coin flip anyway, really. If she does fire off all 3 stamina skills, it's not impossible, but she really, at this point, I think I'm relying on her to survive. The only way she can survive is if she fires off all 3 stamina skills anyway. So as Xmas Biwa and my gold ship proc their stamina skills, shouldn't need to worry about them. At this point, we're looking at the final leg of the race. Oh my goodness. Biwa. But, yeah, that's a lot. 2 Musume who have these mid to late skills that will help them try and fight, even though everyone else is running gold chip anyway, but that's not the point. The point is that we're doing our best with what we've got. Although, my Xmas B1 does need to break forward here. She's a little stuck at the moment. I think I saw corner recovery before for Xmas Oguri, so if we get 777s, hey, we can hope for the best. If not, sadness happens. We're kind of stuck. I think I did take no stopping me, by the way, on Xmas Biwa, but really it's the end closers who are more likely to win. Xmas Biwa gets close, but she's there in case anything really weird happens to the end closers. We did not fire off 777s, which means we don't get Festive Miracle, so at this point, gold chips also dropping behind. At this point, everyone's at their max speed, so not really hoping for gold chips, so hopefully just Biwa last. So you'll notice I took In Body in Mind for Biwa Hayahidehi there. It's because she doesn't really have anything else as a pace chaser working here, so I'm giving her anything else like In Body in Mind. I've actually been robbed by In Body in Mind before, so that's why a lot of trainers scoff on it. I won't, because if all you have is like head on for pace chasers in this CM specifically, please, for the love of everything, take final spurt skills like In Body in Mind. But otherwise, I mean, you have to know what you're doing, and even then, it's not the greatest because end closers should close this out most of the time. So when I run into a very higher end lobby, I'm not saying that anyone in this lobby was particularly weak, but definitely if you're running end closers or you're running your team with a very specific purpose in mind, then yeah, I'll see myself not having as great a chance as winning, especially pace Xmas Biwa here. But again, as the game actually freezes for a moment, I'm going to sit here, and if this might have to be an edited video. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, just to explain anything else, so my Xmas Biwa is basically working to proc head-on. We didn't get angling and scheming there, but we didn't need it because head-on at least procced, which was great. And then right after that is In Body and Mind proccing as well. I think my Xmas Biwa has the most wits out of the 3 Musume on my team, but that's not going to save me when bad things happen. So off we'll go to our next race if the game loads correctly, and I swear I'm not trying to stall for time. It's just the game loading on this setup. Goodness. But yeah, basically looking to proc at least head on. Angling and scheming is nice in case we run into a very, very bare no front runner and definitely no pace chaser lobby, but aside from that, head on into In Body and Mind is what we're looking for, and then hoping to keep the lead. I don't remember if I have 2 green speed skills, but as the game actually is missing the models there because my setup is going crazy, we'll see if I have to make a proper cut. I don't think I'll cut the first part there. I think I'll just live with what I have. Because if nothing else, we're explaining things anyway, and I know what I am making for this video anyway, even though I think future Jordan will likely put this as stream-like video unless something really strange happens, but shrug. As for gold chip, standard gold chip, but missing wits. Xmas Oguri, not as standard, especially with the support cards I used. But again, if I didn't do that, I'm either missing like 50 or 100 speed, I'm missing stamina, definitely missing stamina at times, and then not getting the guts to where I want it. I know people run lower guts, like 400 sub 400. I like to go 450 up to 500. Not because, I swear it's not because I'm just trying to duel at the end. It's just because that feels better to me. Just based on observation and what I've looked into. So, we'll take a quick look at our opposition here. Again, I know I'm probably, if at best, around the average range. Also, just looking at, well, yeah, this Naruto Taishin, yeah, the mood takes a hit, but if you have everything else, it doesn't really matter, because at this point, if your skills are good, it'll make up for the mood. Now, obviously, you want your mood to be high, but that's another thing to worry about entirely. I think this is double front into, I think the same trainer's using, because it would not make as much sense to run. Yeah, so Meijiro McQueen front, Maruzensky front. We'll take a quick look. Angling and scheming? No angling and scheming. So maybe just Oshi, but that's perfectly fine. Unless you're purposely trying to push your McQueen past Maruzensky, because she has... Did I see no stopping me on this? No, taking the lead into other stuff. And that's why my Xmas Oguri exists as a pace chaser, to kind of catch up to any front lobby. Otherwise, I'll just say it doesn't go well for running 3 ends into a triple front runner. On this CM works out. I have seen trainers, play around with things, and end closers work just fine in like 3 to 6 front runners for whatever reason, just as tests, if to kind of explain myself. But for me, it doesn't go as well. In particular, what I mean by it doesn't go as well is that if I try to run 3 end closers into a lobby with 3 to 5 front runners, or like a lot of pace chasers, or just mainly front runners, if it's only front runners, it's fine. If there's a runaway, however, I'm really relying on my Xmas Biwa to survive, so shrug. And yeah, at this point, I think this Xmas Biwa has more wit than I've ever had in a CM, so hopefully she just keeps pace with these 2 front runners. When we see a runaway Suzuka, which is the only runaway Musume we have at the moment, then I will be a lot less happy with my current thing, but it's the best I've got. I wasn't going to try to go for 3 front runners or anything weird. That'll probably happen in the short. Get rushed, gold chip, standing by, so maybe Xmas Oguri gets her festive miracle here. Looks like she's on track, but it's pretty much a coin flip anyway. I'm also not of the opinion to add 4 stamina skills unless I had some way to, or I'm willing to get. I'm gambling either way. Either 3 stamina skills and suffer when all 3 don't proc, and then Oguri doesn't survive till the end, or she gets 4 and then she survives till the end, but she doesn't get her unique, which is also actually just not as great. I've tried both, and 3 stamina skills are probably gonna you pretty much go all or nothing. That way you can use the skill points you don't spend getting a 4th stamina skill on something else that you may want. So as our Biwa Hayahide pushes up ahead in front of these front runners, literally skills that don't fire off the front runners means this happens to your front runners. And this is why I didn't want to run front runners in any other basically non-front runner proper. Hey, we get Festive Miracle, 777s. Now, is it gonna matter? We'll see. She's in last, so I might not even see anything. So it's either Gold Ship or Xmas Biwa. The front runners, I think, lose here. And then there's Anime Teo, but unless something really strange happens, I think we take this one as well. Yeah, and if I think I mentioned it in the last CM, but this CM I am definitely more prepared than the last CM. So for using kind of comparisons here as we proc in Body and Mind with Xmas Biwa, yeah. Also, I mean, well, we'll take a look. Gold Ship is catching up there, but there's not enough distance to cover up because Xmas Biwa makes use of the 2 front runners to get distance on everyone. So that's what I want to see in a regular front runner lobby. And by regular, I mean there are no runaway Suzukas. So off we go. As always, we'll do my first entry of the first day for both round 1 and round 2, and then I'll show you the final. I think that's the good kind of pace I like to be at. That way I'm not overloading myself with work, because for those who are newer to this channel, basically I am a game dev, but I'm also basically working on other stuff for other games as well, mainly mods, but in the other game it's called custom content, so on and so forth, and other stuff in real life, but mainly game development because that's work. So as we go into our next one, let's take a look. Well, I see an Xmas, I see Narita Brian. We'll take a look at those 2. I think there's a gold ship as well. Never mind. Actually, we'll take a look just to at least see. Turf S, Turf Long. Yeah, actually, no, that can be scary. Nimble Navigator. So no Unity Cup victory. Otherwise, into other stuff. This is a pace. So 3 pace, 2 fronts again, or 2 fronts, and there's a Seiyun. So shrug here. I guess I'm just gonna suffer if this Seiyun gets to the front. Seiyun is strong. I've seen the last few practices I'll talk about, because I can't talk about them, are ones where I ran into a Saiyan Sky or have practice partners that are Saiyan Sky, and I suffer for it. So now the odd thing I'm gonna look about here as my voice breaks, and that was on purpose, is that I hope Xmas Biwa actually, well, we have something to worry about, because we have to stay in 4th or higher to proc her unique. So if my Xmas Biwa does not stay in 4th or above after the start of this race, she loses her unique. If she gets her unique, though, I think we cut in front of this Xmas Oguri that's being paced. And for all intents and purposes, you probably should just make your Xmas Oguri pace here. And we lost our Xmas Biwa unique. So I didn't also check who these front runners belong to. Maybe it's 2 fronts into a pace Xmas Oguri. That wouldn't be a bad idea. It was something that I was thinking about if I had front runners, but I don't. So if I The explanation for that is that I don't have anything else. I'm being blocked by Naruto Brian here, unfortunately. So shrug. But yeah, it's my support cards that are mainly built towards end closers, aside from the freebies you get. So the freebies we get do allow you to make a lot of pace chasers, but I have a lot that were end closers. And in fact, I wasn't even trying. I didn't use any selectors or whatnot, so I just happened to get, you know, my SR Hishiyama. I just happened to get my, I think there's one more. There's a Wits, but anyway, moving on. If I made Wits, I mean, it's kind of apparent. If you look back on my channel, I don't use a lot of Wits cards anyway. I know Wits Gaming is very consistent from what I see if I were to try and implement it, but I promise you it doesn't work out for me. So I'm pretty much a non-Wits gamer at times. We are losing everything here, so if we're 6th, 7th, 8th, or 7th, 8th, and 9th, so be it. Shrug, right? Because I think we're all caught in the inner and we don't have any way out. So unless one of us rockets forward, Xmas Oguri did not proc Festive Miracle. Biwa's is all the way at the end, being blocked by my end closers anyway, and we hope that Gold Chip just cuts in front here. She's not likely to, though, at this point, so I think we just take this loss and be happy with what we've got. Yeah, we're all the way behind. No matter who goes forward here, it's at this point it's too late anyway because everyone's at their max speed. And yeah, we'll just shrug and take it. So, without further ado, I was about to say, if one of them ran out of stamina there, that would have been quite interesting. But as we get our 6th, 7th, and 9th place, yeah, that's... I can see that happening. I wasn't really analyzing that race aside from the fact that, yes, I did not proc my 3 Xmas Oguri staminas skills, and then Gold Chip was also being blocked by the people going forward because my wits being low. Pace keep, wits for peace keeping is quite important. I don't remember if that's the exact phrase, but you get the point. And for those who don't, basically your wits plays a factor in when your Musume makes decisions to speed up, mainly speed up to catch up to first place, depending on their positioning. So, shrug. We have a Mihono Bourbon, and I think that's the only front. This is going to be interesting. So, this looks like a... Yeah, that looked like a debuffer. We Gold Ship here. We'll take it. Yeah, we'll just scan through like this. So, scan through like this. Xmas Oguri. This is Pace, I believe. Nope, late. And let's continue onward. And then there's El Condor Pasa. So, we have a better chance of winning in this lobby, but you could just get blocked for all the world to see and just lose. So I guess we're going to find out what happens. But otherwise, yeah, we have a higher chance of winning here. If for no other reason than just a quick look at the stats and skills, no acceleration, no stat caps on speed or proper stamina guts ratio, but again, anything could happen. If every one of my Musume gets blocked, it turns into a big grab bag. So I promise you, it can be really, really bad. Yeah, and to mention the previous race, something to mention is that, yeah, Xmas, for those who don't know, Xmas Biwa, she has a very strict requirement on her, well, stricter requirement, but strict as strict matters, where she needs to stay in the front 40%. And if she doesn't, she loses her unique immediately. So after the first 5 seconds of the race on pawn start, she needs to stay at, in the case of CM, she needs to stay at 4th place or higher. If she ever even hits 5th place or below, she loses a chance to use her unique skill, which is not great. On top of the fact that, yes, we need to also coin flip on our stamina. I have VIP pass and corner recovery, or did I take something else? I don't remember. But either way, basically I want to see a gold stamina recovery on both Gold Chip and Biwa to survive. This unique will help us stay in the front, but otherwise, for the big coin flip that is Xmas Oguri Cap, she's just trying to hit 777s and survive. So, as my Biwa, Xmas Biwa goes out and back into the inner rail, didn't take any experience, but that belongs to Xmas Oguri, so that would be interesting to see. I have not seen it yet, but it's harder to see for other Musume, so I guess we'll find out. There's Fast and Furious from the late Surger Xmas Oguri. Here's Angling and Scheming from Xmas Biwa. Here's our Festive Miracle, and away we go. Time for the grab bag, because still any weird things can happen, although Xmas Biwa is breaking away quite a lot. Basically, the extra, I want to say 60 to 80 stats from having this, because my Xmas Biwa, if I didn't already, I guess, show, I thought I did at one point, but this is a maxed out Xmas Biwa. So this is not a whale Xmas Biwa, but the stats make a difference. It's not the biggest difference, but it's one small variable on top of everything else. And yeah, if I keep hitting in body and mind here, I will feel a lot better about running Xmas Biwa. In fact, I think she has the most wins in this entry so far. So, shrug. But otherwise, off we go. Is this the time in which, at this point in Musume, when you want to just go in when CM opens? Well, either way. Let's go for 4 wins. You take a guess. And now, in my final win rate, I'm going to say my final win rate might be 55 to 60%. I'll say 55, though, because that's the number I just stuck with first. So my win rate is 55% because I know that my Xmas Oguri is not up to snuff, and neither is my gold chip. So really, it's Xmas Biwa, but then Pace Chasers also lose out a lot to end closers. Again, I have more than a few practice partners where I know that to be the case. Especially if you happen to make a lot of S-rank Musume, which none of them I have. So this is probably the one where I lose again, but we'll hold our breath. I'll bet on the fact that maybe I win this one. Now that being said, so there is the Fantasy Grass Wonder Stamina Recovery on top of this is a late Xmas Oguri. This is another late Manhattan Cafe, I guess. In front, someone running full lates just to try and be there, or maybe they just have a late deck. No, because I see an end closer gold chip. But that being said, I mean, this is very, very competitive to deal with. So without further ado, is this a runaway Suzuka? It is a runaway Suzuka. So all bets on Xmas Oguri to keep the lead here, because yeah, so he ran runaway into pace rocket Xmas Oguri cap, and then there is I think that was a late Agnes Tachyon, and if it was a completely different Musume, then no, it was Agnes Tachyon. So this is a lobby we have here. And if nothing else, I mean, it's both late surgers and end closers that suffer out on Runaway. I'm not saying that just because other people say it. I literally see it for myself when I think there's one practice partner that I have that actually likes to run Runaway Suzuka for the Daiwa Scarlet. And boy, oh boy, it's very, very effective. So at this point, this is exactly what I'm using my Xmas Biwa for. In fact, I think because we're full of late soldiers and closers, I'm guaranteed, Biwa is guaranteed her unique here, which is great. What's not great is that this Xmas Oguri in front basically takes the lead in front of us. Yeah, because it is a pace Christmas Oguri, so we need to actually cut in front of this Christmas Oguri, and again, if Biwa procs her unique, there's a very high chance of that happening, so I don't need to worry as much. We won't proc angling and scheming, but we will basically get the same benefits if everything works out. Now, what's unfortunate is that we are not catching up. Okay, I was about to say, if we don't get our rare gold recovery on Xmas Biwa, it's also going to be bad. But at this point, yeah, I think we are going to go in front of this Xmas Oguri. I didn't even think about that when I was making my Xmas Biwa, but yeah, she's perfect for cutting in front of these Pace Chaser Xmas Oguris because of this unique. So we might even be the one who rockets forward as a result, and I like to see that. So again, this is the exact situation I'm looking for, running into a runaway Suzuka. So at this point, aside from a Festive Miracle, although that pace Xmas Oguri is dropping hard, we're actually going to take angling and scheming as well. So this is going to be an interesting final spurt to see. So angling and scheming, everyone procking their no stopping me. My Xmas Oguri did not get her Festive Miracle, but yeah, with these other Musumes being built a lot stronger, I might just being caught up here. Yeah, especially with late surgers. But we'll take a look. Gold Ship also trying to move forward, but I think it's going to be Xmas Biwa who's going to try her best here. So unless we snake around in the inside, I see my Gold Ship on the inside, the other one's on the outside. In Body and Mind is going to save us here. In Body and Mind, nope. That went to Manhattan Cafe instead. So, yeah, a little bit late there. In Body and Mind needed to happen a lot earlier if I wanted to take first there, but it's fine. We have more races to do, but that'll be the last one of this video. So yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say as we're waiting for the end here. This white screen of loading hurts and blinds my eyes, even though it's like, yeah, I have a lot of sunlight around me at the moment. But you get the point. I'll keep trying my best, although it seems like Xmas Biwa is my anchor for the moment. Actually, my Xmas Oguri might just be suffering over and over and over again. But if I ran, I guess to kind of talk theory, if I ran Xmas Oguri pace with Xmas Biwa pace, that would hurt my Xmas Biwa because she would not be able to use her unique. As I explained earlier, Xmas Biwa dropping below 4th in the middle of the CM will rob her of her unique. So that's why I wanted to run 2 enclosers and 1 pace chaser instead of 2 pace chasers gold chip. But as the game proceeds to just freeze here, you know, Again, not really much else to say. You know what? I'll even go back to the beginning here, and yeah, not really much else to say. So, without further ado, at least I can hit the go to title screen here. But without further ado, we'll be at the end screen now. Not really much to showcase here. Unless there's something someone wants to see, then let me know. But otherwise, I want to keep this short for the sake of your time, and I will move on with life. So, without further ado, not really a point to show you. You know what my results are, so you can work out the math if you really want to see my win rate at the moment, even though we've just done our first 5 races and there are 75 more to go. Plus the finals, assuming I make it there, unless something really strange happens and I don't make it there. But without further ado, yeah, I'm just going to end it here and not really going to take up much more of your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!